I recently reviewed a Yamaha RevStar electric guitar that a customer brought over here for a setup. He liked the guitar so much he bought another one, but this time with humbuckers. But this time we discovered an imperfection. Stay tuned, it's coming up. If you've ever watched any other Guitar Quackery reviews in the past, then you already know that I like to do detailed technical workbench reviews, sometimes even under the microscope, because the devil is in the details, right? So some other creators prefer to do creative reviews, talk about tone, playability, and all that stuff, but that's really not my thing, right? So I fix guitars, so I just do technical reviews. So welcome back to Guitar Quackery, where we do what all other guitar channels do, but we try to do it differently. So if you're ever looking for a good, reliable musical instrument, then Yamaha should definitely be on your radar. But as reliable as that company is, are all their products flawless? Well, no. Like any other company, sometimes things slip through the cracks. That's life, right? So we're about to look at a Yamaha RevStar standard electric guitar that came with a flaw. Which brings me to an old Chinese proverb that says, a guitar is only as good as its most badly made component. So which component was made badly on this one? Well, I don't want to spoil the surprise less than 10 seconds before I actually show you the guitar. So just keep watching and let's go over to the shop and let's see what the fuss is all about. We have another Yamaha RevStar on the bench. This one is a little bit of a disappointment. Well, it appears to be well made. I checked all the frets. The fretboard is really good. There is an issue with the nut. So first of all, let me show you the guitar. This is what it looks like. But just like I said, there is an issue with the nut. A little bit of a sloppy factory outcome. So now we'll put the nut under the microscope and look at the problem. Here we have it. Need to focus. So what we see is a big gap between the nut and the fretboard. We also see a little bit of a issue here. It's not aligned with the side of the fretboard. The string slot is so-so. If we rotate it back, we can focus a little bit on the little step that's right here. So this is, you know, a little cosmetic issue. But the bigger issue is really the gap between the fretboard and the front end of the nut, which is clearly visible. I'm not too crazy about how the string slot was filed either. But let's look at that gap. So we can clearly see it right here. Now, if we follow the nut here, we can see that right here between, what is that, the D and A strings, there's squeeze out. We can also see that the nut is butted up against the fretboard, right? But on this side, there's another gap. And we also see a little bit of a step between the side of the neck and the nut. Now let's go back here. We see tool marks on the front end of the nut. So my theory is that whoever adjusted the nut to fit it into the nut shelf probably damaged the nut a little bit. So with the other microscope, we can view some additional details that I want to show you. Let me just adjust it here. We are focused on the nut. I'm going to use the straight edge of a feeler gauge right here. And as you can see, we have a little bit of rocking motion. Yeah. So, to me, this would indicate that the front end of the nut is curved. Of course, that doesn't mean that the front end of the fretboard is straight, but two different people worked on those two different parts of the guitar. So I would imagine that only the nut is problematic. All right, so it's not perfect. Now, oh, excuse me. Guitar quackery. Oh, New York 市からこんにちは. It's a customer service manager from Yamaha, from Japan. どういうご用件ですか? バカじゃないの? 切腹はしないでください. 他のギターをお送りします。孤独することを忘れないでください。ありがとうございます。They take things very seriously in Japan. But in China, they have an old proverb, an old Chinese proverb, obviously, that says, all is good that ends good. And in this case, this issue is going to have a happy ending. Oh, I'm not talking about getting a massage at a local spa. I'm just talking about, well, the guitar. Fortunately, this customer purchased the guitar from a reputable seller, so it will be replaced. It's not like he bought the guitar from a chips and dealer on AliExpress, all right? So whenever the replacement guitar comes, which is what I call the happy ending, I will do a proper review video of that one, right? Which brings me to the next point. If you don't want to miss that video, you should definitely subscribe to this channel. But as I was editing this video, I was actually starting to notice some details, and I was starting to entertain an alternate theory of how this badly made guitar nut came to be. You see, sometimes guitar dealers, even reputable dealers, will do all kinds of behind-the-scenes repair work on guitars they intend to sell to their customers, which is you. So this nut, to my trained eyes, this nut looks suspiciously like a replacement nut. Yeah. But I'm just wondering if this reputable dealer might have done some repairs to this guitar, which also involved a nut replacement, and then just try to sell this guitar to my customer without disclosing the fact that repair work had been done to it. So I'm not going to tell you which reputable dealer that was, well, especially because I don't even have any evidence that they replaced the nut, except the glaringly obvious detail that is staring me right in the face. But whatever. So if you happen to be that reputable dealer watching this right now as we speak, don't try to sneak this kind of work on my customers, because when my customers bring those guitars to my shop, I'm going to look very closely at everything, just so you know. Now, now is the best time, you see, to click that like, share, and subscribe buttons. And if you feel like you want to buy me a coffee, well, just click that link below that says buy me a coffee. And that's how you will buy me a coffee. Thank you. Okay. I'll see you soon, my friends.